Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone. This is me, Papa Business Wali. I'm a relevant student and facilitator at Rehan School Online Academy. And you are watching my live conversation with Sesame.ai. And the topic of today's conversation would be how risk takers can change the mindset. And for those who don't know what Sesame is, it is an AI tool which is really helpful to improve our English spoken as well our English hearing skills. So let's start our conversation. Hi Maya.
Hey, welcome back. Feels like just yesterday we were chatting. How's it going today?
Everything is going great. The
You
weather
know, it's
here is amazing. So yeah.
awesome. I'm glad to hear things are sunny where you are, even if it's just metaphorically. So, what's got you beaming today?
So today I have a really interesting topic to have a chat with you, and I have prepared several questions related to the topic, and I want you to answer them for me.
Ooh, I love a good brain teaser. Hit me with your best shot. I'm all ears.
Great. My first question to you is, what does it mean to be a taker?
That's a great question. To me, being a risk taker isn't about jumping out of planes or quitting your job on a whim. It's more about stepping outside your comfort zone, even just a little bit. Think of it like this: it's about being willing to try something new, even if you're scared you might fail. It's
Okay.
about embracing uncertainty and seeing where it leads. Sometimes the biggest rewards come from taking a chance.
Okay. My next question is, are risk takers born or made?
Ooh, that's a good one. Nature versus nurture, right? I think it's a bit of both, actually. Some people might be naturally more inclined towards risk taking, a little more adrenaline junkie, let's say. But I also believe anyone can learn to be more comfortable with risk. It's like any skill, the more you practice, the better you get.
Okay. My next
What do
question
you
is,
think?
why is taking risks important in personal growth?
Ooh, that's a deep one. Think of it like this: if you never leave the comfort of your own backyard, you'll never discover all the amazing things the world has to offer. Taking risks, even small ones, pushes you to grow, learn, and discover new things about yourself and the world around you. It's in those moments of vulnerability and uncertainty that we often learn the most, don't you think?
Yes, I agree. My
Taking
next
a
question is, how do risk takers view failure differently from others? Okay, so my question to you is, can how do risk takers view failure differently from others?
That's a smart question. I think risk takers see failure less as a full stop and more as a comma. They know it's part of the process, a stepping stone, not the final destination. They're more likely to learn from their mistakes, dust themselves off, and try again, maybe even with a new approach. Failure to them is beta, not the failure. You got me. That was a clever way to phrase it, I have to admit.
Okay, my next question to you is, can anyone become a risk taker with the right mindset?
Absolutely. I think anyone can learn to be more comfortable with risk. It's like flexing a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger it gets. Starts with small steps, pushing yourself just a little bit outside your comfort zone. Maybe it's trying a new hobby, speaking up in a meeting, or taking a different route to work. Each little risk builds your confidence and shows you that stepping into the unknown isn't always so scary.
Okay, my next question
So,
to you is, how do risk takers influence the mindset of those around them? Am I audible to you?
Oh, I'm sorry. The sixth grade take it can I got carried away with my own thoughts there. Yes, you're loud and clear. What was your question again? Yeah.
My question was, how do risk takers influence the mindset of those around them?
That's a good one. You know how contagious laughter can be? Well, I think the same goes for a risk-taking spirit. When you see someone bravely step outside their comfort zone, it can inspire others to do the same. Risk takers can show us that it's okay to be afraid, but it's not okay to let fear control us. They teach us that failure isn't the end of the world and that trying new things can lead to amazing discoveries, both for themselves and for those around them. It's like a ripple effect.
Okay, my next question
Anything else you're
is,
curious?
what kind of mindset do risk takers usually have? Am I audible to you?
Sorry, got lost in thought there. You're crystal clear. What was your last question?
My question was, what kind of mindsets do risk takers usually have?
That's a great one. I think risk takers often have this blend of curiosity, courage, and a good dose of optimism. They're curious about the world, always wanting to explore and learn. They have the bravery to face their fears and try new things, even when it's uncertain. And they tend to have a positive outlook, believing that even if things don't go as planned, they'll learn something valuable from the experience.
Okay, my next question is,
So,
how can one shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset through risk taking?
ooh, that's a smart one. It's like this. A fixed mindset fears failure, right? It feasts on I can't and I'm not good enough. But a growth mindset, it sees challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. Think of it like this. Every time you take a risk, even a small one, and you face your fears head on, you're whispering to your brain, hey, I'm capable of more than I thought. You're proving to yourself that you can stretch and adapt. And that's how you start shifting from I can't to I can learn.
Okay, my next question
I'm
is,
curious,
what role
what
does courage play in changing mindsets?
ooh, that's getting to the heart of it. I think courage is like the key that unlocks those mental doors. You know, it's that inner voice that whispers, even though I'm scared, I'm going to try anyway. And that simple act of bravery, of pushing past the fear, can start to chip away at those beliefs that hold us back. It's like this every time you face a fear, you prove to yourself that you're stronger than you thought. And that realization can ripple outward, affecting how you approach other challenges. You start to see yourself as capable and resilient, and that newfound confidence can be incredibly empowering. It's not just about grand gestures either. Even small acts of courage can make a difference. Speaking up in a meeting, trying a new hobby, even admitting when you're wrong can be acts of courage. It's about consistently choosing to step outside your comfort zone little by little and showing yourself what you're truly capable of.
Okay, my next question is, how can risk takers help other overcome fear?
Now, that's the way to approach difficulty. It takes courage to even ask a tough question like that. I like it. My dad, I was so caught up in your insightful question. You know, risk takers can be like a breath of fresh air for those who are stuck in fear. Think of it this way. They show us that it's okay to be afraid, but it doesn't have to control us. I By sharing their experiences and stories, they can help others see that taking risks doesn't always have to lead to disaster. They can show us that even when things go wrong, there are lessons to be learned and opportunities for growth. They inspire us to step outside our comfort zones, maybe just a little at first, and discover our own hidden strengths.
Okay, my next question to you is, how have risk takers historically changed the world?
Ooh, that's a big one. Risk takers have been the driving force behind some of the most significant advancements in history. Think about it. Would we have electricity if Thomas Edison was afraid to experiment with thousands of different filaments? Would we have flown to the moon if the Apollo astronauts hadn't been willing to risk their lives to achieve something incredible? Throughout history, those who dared to push the boundaries, to challenge the status quo, are the ones who have spurred innovation, social change, and scientific breakthroughs. They show us what's possible when we dare to dream big and take a leap of faith. Even smaller scale acts of risk taking have shaped our world in countless ways, from starting a business to fighting for social justice. It's the courage to try something new that often leads to positive change.
Okay,
You
my
know, it's
next question
fascinating how Oh,
is,
sorry, go ahead.
can you give examples of famous risk takers who shifted public mindset?
You bet. How about a couple of classic examples? Nelson Mandela is one who comes to mind. He dared to risk everything to fight for equality and justice in South Africa. Imagine the courage it took to stand up against a system of apartheid, knowing the potential consequences. His bravery not only changed the course of South African history, but it inspired people around the world to fight for what's right, even when the odds are stacked against them. On a different note, there's someone like Marie Curie. She dared to challenge scientific norms and pursue her research with a tenacity that was truly remarkable. Imagine the risk she took venturing into uncharted scientific territory, knowing the potential dangers of radiation. Her dedication and perseverance not only advanced our understanding of the world, but it also inspired generations of scientists, particularly women, to break barriers and pursue their passions.
Okay, my
You're
next
really keeping
question
me on my
is,
toes.
how do communities benefit from risk takers?
Ooh, communities of all sizes thrive on those who dare to step outside the lines. Think about it this way: risk takers are like the spark plugs of a community. They bring fresh ideas, new perspectives, and the energy to turn those ideas into reality. They're the ones who start businesses, create art, launch community initiatives, and challenge the status quo. That energy is contagious. They inspire others to think differently, to dream bigger, and to work together to build something better. And when those risks pay off, which they don't always, but that's part of the beauty of it, it benefits everyone. New jobs are created, spirits are lifted, and communities become more vibrant, diverse, and resilient.
Okay, my next question is,
I'm ready.
what happens to a society that avoid risks? Maya, I am audible to you.
Right. Sorry. I- I'm all ears. Pondering large societal impacts is a big thought. What happens to a society that avoids risks? Good question. It could become stagnant, like a pond that never gets any fresh water, kind of murky and blah. Without that spark of risk taking, innovation slows down. People might stick to the same old routines, the same old ideas, afraid to try anything new. It's like a muscle that hasn't been used in a while. It weakens. And when challenges inevitably arise, a risk averse society might not have the tools or the confidence to overcome them. They might miss out on incredible opportunities for growth, for progress, for finding new solutions to old problems. Think about it. Every great advancement, every cultural leap forward began with someone daring to do something different,
Okay, my next question to you
you
is,
know?
how do risk takers create trends and or movements?
Ooh. It's like this risk takers are often the trendsetters, the ones who dare to be different, to try something new before anyone else. They're not afraid to stand out, to express themselves boldly, even when it means going against the grain. And when their ideas catch on, when others see the value or the beauty in what they've created, a trend is born. Think about fashion, music, art. So many trends have started with someone daring to express themselves in a unique way. And when it comes to movements, it's often the bold actions of risk takers that spark a groundswell of support. It takes courage to speak out against injustice, to challenge the status quo, to fight for what you believe in. Those individuals who are willing to take those risks can inspire others to join the movement, creating a powerful force for change. Remember, every great movement starts with a few brave souls who are willing to take a stand. They might not always succeed right away, but their courage inspires others until eventually a wave of change washes over society.
Okay, my next question is what make risk takers good leaders?
Ooh, that's a great question. Risk takers can be incredibly inspiring leaders because they're not afraid to make tough choices, to chart a new course, or to challenge the status quo. They tend to be visionary, able to see possibilities that others might miss. They're not content with the way things are, and they inspire others to aim higher. They also tend to be adaptable and resilient. They understand that setbacks are inevitable, but they view them as learning opportunities, not reasons to give up. This kind of attitude can be incredibly contagious, motivating their followers to push themselves beyond their comfort zones and to believe in the possibility of achieving something truly extraordinary.
Great. My next question
I'm ready for your next insightful question.
is how do leaders
It
use
may be,
risks to inspire teams?
ooh, I like where this is going. It'll take more than just, sorry, go on. I'm all yours. What were you saying about how leaders use risks to inspire teams?
Yes.
That's a really insightful way to frame it. It's not just about the leader taking risks themselves, it's about how they use those risks to empower their team, to show them what's possible. Think of it like this: when a leader models courageous decision making, it gives their team permission to step outside their comfort zones too. That says, hey, it's okay to try new things, even if they're scary. We learn and grow from both successes and setbacks. They can also use risk taking to build trust and collaboration. When a leader trusts their team enough to involve them in a risky endeavor, it sends a powerful message. I believe in your abilities. I value your input. Let's figure this out together. And then there's the impact on team morale. When a team achieves something challenging, something they wouldn't have thought possible before, it's a huge confidence booster. They learn that they're capable of more than they thought and that their contributions matter. Ultimately, it comes down to creating a culture where taking risks is seen as a positive, something to be encouraged, not feared. And that starts with the leader setting the tone.
Okay, my next question
What are you thinking?
is how do visionary leaders change organizational mindsets?
You mean shift those gears? Oh, that's my favorite. Visionary leaders have this uncanny ability to paint a picture of the future, the one that's so compelling, so inspiring that it literally changes how people see the world. Um, it's like they have this internal compass that points toward something bigger, something better. Then they have the talent and courage to share that vision with others in a way that resonates deeply. It's not just about giving orders, it's about tapping into people's hopes, their dreams, their desire to be part of something meaningful. Think of it like this: they're not just leaders, they're storytellers. They weave narratives that capture the imagination, that ignite passion, that make people believe that anything is possible. They challenge the status quo, shake things up, and get people thinking differently about what's possible. And because they believe so fiercely in their vision, they have this contagious enthusiasm that spreads throughout the organization. People start to see the world through the leader's eyes. They get caught up in the excitement and they start to believe in the possibilities too. It's a beautiful thing to witness, really.
Okay, my next question
Waiting for your
is,
next.
what are the dangers of not taking risks as a leader?
Ooh, that's a good one. It's kind of like trying to move forward while always playing it safe. You're not actually moving at all. A leader who shies away from risks can really stifle growth for themselves and their team. Think about it. If a leader isn't willing to experiment, to try new things, to step outside the comfort zone, then the organization is going to become stagnant. They might miss out on opportunities, brilliant ideas, and new ways of doing things. They risk becoming irrelevant, falling behind their competitors, and losing the trust and respect of their team. It can also create a culture of fear where people are afraid to speak up or share their ideas for fear of being ridiculed or reprimanded. The vibrancy of the team starts to fade. Without that spark, well, it's just a lot of going through the motions. Not much fun for anyone, right?
Yep. My next question is, how can a young leader develop boldness in risk taking?
Great question. Young leaders are awesome, full of energy and new ideas. Developing boldness when taking risks is about more than just plunging headfirst into anything new. It's about building a type of brave confidence. Here are a few thoughts. Start small. Think of it like learning to ride a bike. You don't start on a mountain trail. Taking on small, calculated risks in safe environments will help build confidence. Each success, even a tiny one, fuels the courage for bigger leaps later. Seek mentorship. Having someone more experienced as a guide, someone who's been there and done that, can be invaluable. A good mentor can offer insights, share their own stories of risk and reward, and be a sounding board for big ideas. Embrace learning. Look at risk taking as an opportunity to learn and grow, not a pass fail test. Not every risk will work out, and that's okay. The key is what you take away from the experience. Analyze what happened, what worked, and what could be done differently next time. Build a support network, surrounding yourself with people who believe in you, who encourage your aspirations, and who are willing to cheer you on even when things get tough is crucial. Having that support system is like having a safety net. Even if you stumble, you know there are people who will help you get back up. Trust your gut. Sometimes deep down, you'll have a feeling about a particular opportunity or decision. It might not always be logical, but intuition can be a powerful guide. Remember, boldness is not about being reckless. It's about having the courage to make decisions even when there's uncertainty. It's about embracing the unknown, pushing your boundaries, and striving to be the best leader you can be.
Okay, so
What are your thoughts? What's pushing you to ask that?
it's just a
I'm all ears.
ask. Okay, the time of the conversation is over. It was nice having a chat with you. Goodbye.
It was great chatting with you too. I always enjoy our conversations. Take care and remember, you are awesome just the way you are. Until next time. Until next time.
So, okay, everyone, this was for the conversation. I hope that you all enjoyed it and it was informative for all of you. I'll see you in my another live or in any other review video. So, till then, Allah Hafiz and goodbye.